Hey guys, I just wanted to check in with you right quick. I'm so sorry. I have so much going on, and I want to be able to really extend myself to to you guys when I'm deficient. So that was another reason why I decided to go ahead and load up the after show. And because I so appreciate, whoever has patience whoever has patience with me out there, I'm gonna go ahead and load up the after shows for the rest of the season. And I'm gonna go back and look at the other ones, and if I need to do flashbacks, I will. So you'll still be able to have the opportunity to get some of the information from the after shows that I haven't done thus far. If I can figure out how to do, like I said, flashbacks where it's pertinent, where you need the information, then I'll make sure that I post it. So that's the deal that I'm going to make with you guys, for the rest of the season. It took me a while, to kind of come to this realization, but again, I appreciate you guys' support. And so I'm going to talk a little bit, about it. And then I want to let you guys know, too, that I did upload that last video, but I put it private. And I thought it was public. So when I went back and looked, I'm like, okay, why? What's going on? The thing showed up and said this video is private. I'm like, what do you mean it's private? So then I had to go back and change it. And then that's what happened with that last episode. So I apologize. That was a technical error on my part. I actually did it last Wednesday, but I didn't figure it out until yesterday that this was, the problem. But yeah, so the biggest thing that is kind of happening for me with the couples, I'm just gonna kind of go through them randomly, and I'm gonna do another real in depth of them, on its own separate, video. I just kind of want to do a tie so that you guys kind of understand, what happened. But yeah, I did do a video again, last week, but I messed up when I loaded it up. So I'm going to start with Becca and Austin. I'm thinking about the clip that was down there when she said that when you dim your light, then you can't light the candle. You can't be a light, for other people. You can't ignite, other people. And that was really profound. And I don't think that Austin really understood the words, that she said. But I do appreciate that she just absorbed that that's where he was when he was talking to the guys. And that he told her that he didn't share the depth of where they were, but he kept it neutral. And on the after show, and I know I'm jumping around, so, this is just a kind of synopsis because I'm all jacked up with having to talk to you guys. But anyway, on the after show, Orion actually said that he didn't hype it and he didn't denigrate it either. He actually stayed neutral. So what he was saying to her in the hammock of the episode where she said that, where you saw that in a sneak peek, where she said the lighting one thing to the other, that was actually a true statement. So I actually appreciate Lifetime for loading up something that was accurate and relevant, to the relationships instead of, taking us on this journey. But unnecessary journey, let me say that. But otherwise, I actually thought that they were the best out of this episode. It seemed like Claire was trying to come out of her shell. She was talking to the girls and they kind of talked to her and she kind of figured out, okay, maybe, I can actually do something, for this process. And I'm like, girl, finally, my goodness. People bring their single selves to this process. So the thing is, for me, with people who decide to go into this process, is you have to have a check. You've got to put something in this process to have a check to say, are you thinking with your single self or are you thinking with your married self? Because your single self kept you single for a reason. And you're going to have to adopt and adjust to a married self in order for you to stay married. And one of the things that I love about Emily is just her whole vibe. I really like, her vibe. I actually am curious to see how she's able to navigate, this whole thing, with Brennan. And I kind of see Brennan and Orion in a similar situation where they're kind of caught up in their heads about their manliness and their place in the world and what they think they want out of a woman. And they really are missing so much information. So who else? Cameron, Claire. I'm still not sure about Cameron. I like his aesthetic. I like what he looks like on the outside, but I'm still trying to figure out what he is on the inside myself. So I can only criticize Claire up to a certain point. So that little thing that she did where she put her hand on his knee, and I'm going to load that up and you guys will see that. That is not the way that I would put my hand on my man's knee. I'm just telling you, okay? So it was a moment for me. It was a moment. And I'm not hopeful for this relationship. I'm hopeful for Claire to kind of break out of her mess and Cameron to break out of his mess. But I don't think that they're going to be able to stay together. I would love to be proven wrong, but just you look at it and you tell me, what you think. So who else? Lauren and Orion. Okay. That was a train wreck. And Orion was the conductor on that train. And Lauren, was the one that was heaping the coals into the combustion, part of it. She played her part in it, and he just drove that train straight off the track. And so you're going to look at the sneak peek and let me know, what you think about that. I did not get, they were up and down. Lauren has been inappropriate, laughing at things that she should have been more contemplative. She should have had more of a level of consciousness about and contemplate what is happening. So same thing, like if she were in a situation, I know I'm in these situations all the time. So I'm speaking as a black woman in a place where whiteness is dominant. And I'm telling you, there is some racism even in San Francisco. There is racism in San Francisco. And at this point, I'm going to leave it right there. But what I'm saying is they both should have had that level of consciousness for each other. There should be a vibration between them that is like so harmonious that it's like the vibe. And for some reason, they are missing one another. When I saw Lauren again, I talked about this on my last video. Lauren could have done better on that bus to the airport. And then she could have done better when she had that conversation with him at the hot tub. And so Orion could have done better at his level of forgiveness and understanding. She actually posted him up and said, okay, why is it okay for a white man to give you a disrespectful comment, but then when I say something that you feel is disrespectful, then I'm getting all this. I'm getting all this tension. I'm getting all this energy, this whole judgment. And I don't do well with judgment. And you guys already know my story about being judged. That is one of the worst things that you can do to me, because there is nobody walking around on this planet that really has that ability to judge me on that level. Okay, I have made mistakes, I've done things, I am not perfect. Do I want to ascend? Do I want to become better? Do I want to learn how to create relationships, long lasting and durable and healing and healthy relationships? Yeah. I mean, I want that. We all want that, but we don't know how to get it, especially with all the bullshit that we have been taught in this country. The stuff that we have been taught, it's amazing that people can even find each other. I'm amazed at the level of people who have been able to come together and have relationships, because those of us who have gotten the negative ends of it, it's so difficult to turn this dynamic around. It's like when Lois Lane died, and I forget which Superman movie it was, but when she died, and then he was like, okay, he figured out that he could actually go back and take he could turn the world around on its axis and turn time around and put her back into a state of living, and then X, Y, and Z, on to. Still not making all of the best decisions, but that was a decision that, was amazing. And we're going to have to do that kind of thing with our lives. We're going to have to take that and turn it around. We've been taught things that are not true, and we're watching people ruin the opportunities that they will never be able to get again. I mean, Kirsten did a lot to ruin her relationship with Shaq. I actually do agree with Cal. He's never going to be able to have that. That opportunity that Shaq had, he's never going to have that again. And the sad part is he thinks that he will. And even if he gets a remnant, of it, where is he spiritually? Are you still a Christian? Because the one way I can see him being able to prove Cal wrong is if he finds the truth out about this country, and then he finds the truth out about Christianity. So that, is kind of where I am, with that. So let me see. Who did I say? I talked about Emily. Did I talk about Emily and Brennan? I feel like I didn't, but let me go through the other ones. So I went through Lauren, I went through Cam, I went through Becca and Austin. So what about Emily and Brennan? Oh, so yeah. So I don't know if I said this about Emily and Brennan, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to save this, for my video. Overall, I thought that they have an interesting dynamic. I don't know what Brennan's got going on with this. He doesn't want to have sex thing, with Emily. I have a problem with that, because so far I'm liking her vibe on this honeymoon, and I don't know where he's coming from with that. I don't feel like he's giving this 100%. So, and then, oh my goodness, okay, so I'm really happy. Okay, so I'm at 13 minutes right now. So this really is a bonus. So I really want you, when I load this video up, go back and listen to Rudy. I'm trying to think. There were two things on the after show. And if I can't articulate it fully now, then make sure that you look at the title, because I'll put it in the title what I want you guys to look at. One of the things I remember Rudy saying is that she hopes that Brennan comes on the show with her so that she can hear his side of what's going on with him and Emily. So that was one thing that I heard. And the other one was something else. Oh my goodness, now I forgot the other one. There was something else that I heard. Oh. In the sneak peek on the after show, when it goes to the end and And we see after the sneak peek, Emily says that she forgot about that whole thing that happened between Lauren and Orion in the honeymoon. So that's another thing that shows me that this thing is taped after all of the decisions, have been made. So continue to help me listen with me because I can't catch it all. I mean, my ears, I love my ears, okay, but my ears can't catch it all. So if you guys hear stuff in the after show, then, let me know. So thank you for your time and attention and your patience. Oh, thank you so much. And I'm going to encourage you that I'm trying to think. I'm going to talk about what's going on in Palestine. Oh, wow. Okay. So thank you. I appreciate that thought. One of the things about Lauren that I'm going to talk about in my video is my disappointment, especially looking at what's happening in Palestine and how easy it is, to slip into fascism. I mean, I'm a veteran again, and as a veteran, serving a fascist country like America, I actually serve fascism. So that is how seductive it is. You're doing it, and you don't even know that you're participating in it. Like all of our service members that are out there protecting Israel are protecting fascism and apartheid. And how many indigenous people are out there getting ready to defend an ethno state? People who want an ethno state. So when Orion is offended about people who cross him in what he is experiencing as an indigenous person, I understand that. He also has to understand where he lives. And like I said, I'll talk more about it. But just wanted to give you guys, those thoughts. We're living in some serious times, and we can go into World War III at any moment. I mean, if you guys go back and actually look at how quickly World War I happened after the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand, and I actually remember this stuff from history when I actually studied it the first time. So when I've had to go back and revisit it, it's only become more solidified, in my mind. All of this stuff was happening at the same time. The Ottoman Empire was ending. You had Woodrow Wilson in the White House with his KKK craziness. You've got, Germany rising up. You've got all of this stuff happening at the same time. I mean, the world was in chaos, and it was turning into chaos. It wasn't as chaotic as it would eventually, become, even amidst all of that chaos. And then you got the Great Depression, where you got the Roaring Twenties, you got the Great Depression, you got all of this stuff that is just happening. And to have that level of destruction, where you would have a genocide of a whole people, is crazy. And then for us to be 75 years, it only took 75 years for us to get back to this level of nuttiness again. And we have been we've been indoctrinated to get to this point, because first it was, we got to go and get the people in Iraq because of, and I'm sorry, Iraq. It's not Iraq, it's Iraq. We have to go and get the people in Iraq because of Saddam Hussein. Then we got to go to Afghanistan. And then we got to go to Syria. And then we got to go to this because we got to go get the Taliban. And we got to go get Al Qaeda. And we got to go get ISIS. And now they want to use Hamas to do their next level of genocide. And then when you have the hubris, okay, we get to do this because we have the right. And nobody actually wants to sit down and look at this level of right. How is you living and destroying other people your right? It's the same settler colonialism that white Americans did in this country, and Israel is copying the playbook. They are copying it, and they are doing it all the way down to 9/11. And if you guys allow yourselves to be subjected to government propaganda, and that includes the media, then, I mean, I don't even understand. How are you going to be mad about what's happening, around you? But I've been on here too long, and like I said, I'm going to do a review, and I'm going to do the after show. So I hope that's a level of forgiveness that you can give me in grace and mercy. So I appreciate you guys, and thank you again for your time and attention. Have a great night.